Last summer was full of heartbreaks, hard choices, and memories that refuse to fade. But this summer feels different. The story doesn't just continue, it transforms. The ocean still calls, the beach house still stands, but the people who return are not the same. This is where endings meet beginnings, and where love learns to grow again. Everything that happened before still lingers like waves that never stop reaching the shore. Belly remembers the laughter and the tears, the promises whispered under the stars, and the silence that hurt more than any spoken word. The boy she thought she loved, the boy who stayed when she broke apart, and the summer that changed everything. It's all still with her. But now, a new summer rises. The beach feels like it belongs to another lifetime, a place tied to her childhood and all its messy dreams. And yet, as the sun shines again on those familiar sands, Belly steps forward knowing this year will not be the same. She has grown, her heart has been broken and healed in ways she never imagined, and her choices now carry a different kind of weight. This is no longer about which boy holds her heart, it's about discovering who she wants to be when the summer ends. The faces she once knew are still there, but even they have changed. Conrad is no longer just the quiet boy lost in his own world. He has found pieces of himself, though they do not always fit easily together. Jeremiah, once the source of light and comfort, now wrestles with questions of trust, family, and what it really means to move forward. They too carry scars of what was lost, and they know this summer might be their chance to start again or to finally let go. For Belly, walking into this new season is like opening a door she thought had closed forever. Every moment feels like a test, every memory like a shadow trying to follow her. But instead of running from the past, she is learning to face it. The summer has returned, but it does not bring the same games, the same endless days of childhood fantasy. Instead, it offers something harder, something more real, the chance to decide her own beginning. This summer will not erase what came before, but it will redefine it. It is not just a story about falling in love, it is a story about growing up, about forgiving, about choosing strength even when it hurts. The ocean waves crash, the sun burns brighter, and the season stretches wide open before her. The summer she once thought belonged to the boys now belongs to her. The air feels heavier this summer, like every breeze carries a memory, and every corner of the beach house hides a secret. Belly walks through the rooms and notices how nothing has really changed, yet everything feels different. The old photographs on the walls, the sandy floor by the porch, the faint smell of salt that clings to the curtains, all of it reminds her of moments that shaped her. But this time, she doesn't come here as a girl lost in confusion. She comes as someone ready to face what she once tried to escape. The heartache of the past seasons never truly left. The silence between her and Conrad still lingers like unfinished music, a song that never reached its last note. He looks at her with eyes that carry both regret and hope, but he no longer hides behind his walls the way he once did. Time has forced him to grow, to speak, to try, even when words come out broken. He knows that love is not enough if you cannot fight for it. And Jeremiah, once the boy who made her laugh when the world felt too heavy, now carries his own burdens. His smile still shines, but it hides something deeper, questions about whether love can survive betrayal, whether family can stay whole after so much has been lost. Belly feels caught between what once was and what could be. But she realizes the decision is no longer just about them. For the first time, she is thinking about herself, her future, her dreams, and the kind of woman she wants to become. Love has shaped her, yes, but it cannot define her anymore. She begins to see that the summer is not just a stage for a triangle of hearts. It is a season where she decides how to carry her past without letting it control her future. But even as she searches for peace, the world around her stirs with new challenges. Whispers of change echo through the town, old friends leaving, new faces arriving, and choices that demand courage. The familiar comfort of childhood summers slips further away, and in its place rises something far more uncertain. There are moments of laughter on the pier, dances under the string lights, and the warm taste of freedom. But there are also shadows, late-night arguments, truths half-spoken, and secrets threatening to surface. The beach, once a symbol of innocence, now feels like the setting of a story she cannot predict. And then comes the realization that makes her heart race. Beginnings are not gentle. They are messy, full of risk, full of the unknown. Starting over means breaking away from the safety of what you knew, even if what you knew was full of pain. It means daring to imagine a life where love doesn't consume you, but instead strengthens you. Belly starts to see herself not as a girl torn between two brothers, but as someone standing at the edge of her own horizon, ready to step forward without fear. The tension between Conrad and Jeremiah simmers in the background. No longer just about who gets to win her heart, but about what kind of brothers they can be to each other after everything. Their bond has been tested, broken, and pieced together, but the summer ahead forces them to face the truth. They cannot keep living in the past. The choices Belly makes this time will not just change her life, but theirs as well. Every glance, every unspoken word, every fleeting moment at the beach house becomes heavy with meaning. Because everyone knows this summer will decide everything, and yet, even with all the heaviness, there is a spark of hope. A sunrise over the ocean brighter than the summers before. A laugh shared when it's least expected. A quiet moment when the world feels still and the future doesn't look so frightening. These fragments of light remind Belly and everyone around her that even after heartbreak, love can begin again and life can be rewritten. Because this is not just another summer. This is the summer of choosing, of healing, of starting fresh. The summer where every ending carries the promise of a new beginning. The summer was never meant to be simple. What started as a season of warmth and light now feels like a storm building with every passing day. The tension is everywhere, woven into conversations that cut short and glances that carry more than words, in laughter that fades too quickly into silence. Belly feels it deep in her bones. This summer holds secrets, and those secrets will not stay hidden. Every story has a turning point, and this is theirs. Conrad walks the shoreline at night, his face half lit by the moon, carrying truths he has kept buried for far too long. He has always been the boy of shadows, the one who hides pain behind his calm exterior. But now the cracks are too deep to cover. Jeremiah, on the other hand, burns with fire. His emotions are raw, unfiltered, impossible to ignore. He cannot pretend anymore, not with Belly caught in the middle, not with the weight of family pulling him in directions he never wanted to go. Their conflict is no longer just about who wins her heart, it's about what kind of men they are becoming. Belly feels herself breaking under the pressure, but for the first time, she doesn't want to run. The love she carries for both boys still lingers, but it feels different now, heavier, shaped by betrayal, forgiveness, and moments too sharp to forget. She realizes that love is not only about passion, it is also about honesty, about the courage to face what you fear. And what she fears most is the truth, because she knows the truth will change everything. The beach house, once a safe haven, becomes the center of conflict. Arguments echo through its walls, words flung like knives in the heat of the moment. Doors slam, footsteps retreat, and the silence that follows is deafening. Outside, the storm clouds gather, mirroring the unrest within. Every friendship, every bond, every fragile thread of connection is tested. Even Susanna's memory, once a source of comfort, now feels like a shadow demanding resolution. They all wonder what she would say if she could see the fractures forming, if she would remind them that love should hold them together instead of tearing them apart. But the summer has no mercy for the unspoken. Secrets begin to slip. A letter left unread for too long finally surfaces. A promise made in the dark is broken by daylight. The realization hits Belly harder than the crashing waves. The people she loves have been holding back, protecting her from truths she never asked to be spared from. Betrayal does not always come in the form of lies, it often comes from silence. And now, faced with what has been hidden, she must decide what kind of person she will be when confronted with the whole story. There is a moment, brief but unforgettable, when the three of them stand together, yet feel more apart than ever. The air between them is thick with tension, with longing, with heartbreak. Every word feels like a choice, every pause like a confession. Belly realizes that no matter what she decides, someone will walk away changed forever. Still, within the chaos, there are sparks of hope. A late-night swim that softens the edges of anger. A quiet laugh that breaks through walls built to hide. A hand reaching out, hesitant but sincere. These moments remind them that love is not just about pain, it is also about healing. About remembering why they chose each other in the first place. But just as the summer offers hope, it also delivers its cruelest twist. Something unexpected happens, something that shakes the ground beneath all of them. It is not just about romance anymore. It is about family, about loyalty, about the kind of futures they will build after this season ends. The choice Belly faces is not simply between Conrad and Jeremiah, it is between holding onto the past or stepping into the unknown. The ocean roars louder, as if urging her to decide. The fireworks that once felt like joy now explode with tension. The town lights shimmer, but they blur with uncertainty. Belly knows now that this summer will not end neatly. It will end with heartbreak, with growth, with revelations that cannot be taken back. And in that truth lies the beauty and the pain of it all. Because this is the summer of reckoning, the summer where secrets rise, where love is tested, where everything they thought they knew is rewritten. And when it ends, nothing will ever be the same. The summer is not quiet anymore. It roars with storms, both in the sky and in their hearts. Every choice Belly makes, every step she takes, feels like it changes the ground beneath her. The beach, once her sanctuary, now feels like a stage where everyone is watching and waiting to see who she will become. The waves crash louder, the nights feel longer, and the line between love and heartbreak grows thinner. This is not the summer of innocence, it is the summer of truth. Conrad and Jeremiah no longer hide what they feel. The silence is gone, replaced with words that cut deep, confessions that sting, and promises that cannot be taken back. They are no longer just boys fighting for the same girl. They are brothers fighting for what remains of their bond. Every look they exchange carries history. Every pause between them feels like the weight of years. Belly knows that whatever choice she makes will not only decide her own path, but it will also decide theirs. She is not only choosing love, she is choosing what kind of future they can all live with. But even beyond the love that binds and breaks them, there is something more powerful stirring, change, the kind of change that cannot be undone. They are all growing older, stepping out of the safe borders of childhood summers, and facing futures they cannot ignore. College, family, careers. The ache of leaving home behind, it all hangs in the air like a storm waiting to break. The beach house, once the heart of their world, feels less like a playground and more like a final chapter. Each room whispers goodbye, even as the walls hold tight to memories that will never fade. For Belly, this realization is both painful and freeing. She understands now that love is not about choosing who makes her feel whole, it is about choosing who stands beside her as she learns to make herself whole. She is no longer the girl defined by her crush, her indecision, or her longing for what once was. She is stronger now, shaped by every heartbreak, every tear, and every lesson the summer has given her. The decision she makes this time is not just about romance, it is about who she wants to be when the summer ends. The town around them feels alive with endings and beginnings. Old friends leave for new journeys, new faces bring unknown possibilities, and the summer festival, once a symbol of joy, now feels like a curtain call. Fireworks explode in the sky, but beneath the beauty is a sense of farewell. The summer has always been a story of youth, but now it becomes a story of stepping forward, of letting go, of finding courage to face what comes next. And still, in the middle of all the chaos, there is hope. A hope so fragile yet so bright it feels almost impossible. It lives in the way Conrad finally says the words he was too afraid to speak. It lives in the way Jeremiah, even when hurt, finds the strength to forgive. And it lives in the way Belly looks at the horizon, not with fear, but with determination. The summer may have been built on love triangles and heartbreak, but it ends with something bigger, the promise of a new beginning. This is the summer where innocence turns into strength, where broken hearts learn to heal, and where love no longer feels like a cage, but like wings. This is where Belly's story shifts from the past to the future, from confusion to clarity, from longing to becoming. The ocean keeps crashing, the stars keep shining, and the story keeps moving forward, because the truth is, every ending is really just the start of something else. And this summer, the summer they thought would break them becomes the summer that finally sets them free.